What up, though, y'all? Juan-o. This is Juan-o's world. Man, I don't know when Charlemagne the guy was elected to speak for all black men, but I'm just gonna tell you flat out, he doesn't represent all black men. As a matter of fact, the general consensus of actual black men, that means at least 2 or 3 of their grandparents' birth certificate says nigga, and a couple other things. You know what I'm saying? They don't drink homogenized milk. A few other things. This guy does not represent us. Not in the least bit. First of all, a black man would never pick a young woman up from her home, him being in his 20s, her being in her teens, and not make sure she got home safely. That's first. A black man wouldn't do that, then go on the radio and talk about it. That's second. A black man wouldn't do that, then go on the radio and talk about it, then be disrespectful to people that's from his same town that may know about it. More importantly is I watch this guy indict people's character, speak on people's character, be rude and all type of things. And then we get to election year and all of us are supposed to listen to you. Did you graduate high school, Charlemagne? I don't think so. Did you go to college, Charlemagne? I don't think so. Before your position now, were you ever into politics? Have you been going to rallies before they needed you to promote a candidate? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. The number one thing that bothers me or that makes you dangerous doing what you're doing is you're in New York. You guys have a horrible migrant crisis problem. You won't even address that. It would be one thing if it's like, yeah, we got migrants and I don't like it, but I'm still for Kamala. But I ain't heard them words. You act like it don't exist. But your people are being affected by it. And then that made me wonder. And then I realized, not only do you not represent us, you don't look at us like we your people. Now, I'm only going to make this a short clip, but I could have compiled. I could have made a collage of you being overly disrespectful to black people in general. Sitting there on one hand saying we're not a monolith, and on the other hand, generalizing us all. But this one right here kind of really bothered me, based on the context of the conversation and who you were talking to and how you exemplified the contrast between y'all. Shout out to Wallow. Let's check it out.
Playing the bus.
That's Wallow really like this.
Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Even off camera, he's like that.
And
I'd be like, fuck these niggas.
I was gonna ask
dude, you would get.
Now, the conversation was about giving black people a chance or giving them a little bit of your time or some information. Now, if in the normal conversation, when you ain't talking about the election, is fuck these niggas, and this ain't the first time he had those sentiments, it's not. You tell Just Hilarious stop saying the N-word, and you come right back with the N-word to berate black people. So, dear all the black people thinking that this man represents y'all, he doesn't. This is a person who 100% thinks white ice is colder. He's also the man that let Joe Biden sit next to him and tell him how he wasn't black. But you attack everybody else. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me at all. I mean, I can't tell somebody how to be, but what I can tell somebody is you and your actions do not represent me. Not even a little bit. And they ain't got nothing to do with being a Democrat or a Republican. You're not even an honest man. And then not only that, I really have a problem with somebody saying they represent or they care about our future when you've already stated you don't even want your girls to have kids. You want your daughters to be lesbians. What type of father doesn't want to be a grandfather? I tell you, the type that can't make a boy. So clearly to me, you done already gave up on life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. So how can we follow you to doomsday? You don't even want your lineage to continue because you said on that radio several times and said you want your daughters to be gay. Now, I don't want no dude fondling my daughter. But I guess that's how I'm going to end up getting grandkids one day, huh? We out. Now look here. What they won't tell you and what I just found out, and I'm not judging nobody, but a large percentage of our community has been killing our babies without us knowing it. Not that we have a right to say anything about it, you know, but it is something to think about. Why are they so gung-ho to keep us killing ourselves? Because it's not just with the ABTs. It's also when they become a teenager and they with the GANGs. Why are we allowing ourselves to stay the food for this machine? It makes no sense. We do not have to do it like this. We do not. And I have, this is funny. I know some people who had ABTs that their husband don't know about before they was married. But if their husband knew that they had them ABTs, they might not have married them. But those same people are fighting for people to be able to keep doing and having ABTs. But them having ABTs didn't make them more responsible. They still had to go find a sucker simp that was willing to pay for their bad decisions so they can have a decent life. I say that to say this. Whatever you want out of life, you can get it for yourself. Whatever mistakes you made, it's still redemption in it. Falling for the encouragement to make a mistake so they can steal a piece of your spirit from you so you can go on to create a broken family that's going to continue to feed this machine is ass backwards. It's ass backwards. You know, my mama toughed it out with me, and now I take care of her, and she's still young enough to look good. We out.